Does Instagram technology confound and confuse you? Well, on today's Master It Monday, we're going to go through 26 different Instagram terms to help you understand what they mean. And I've got to tell you guys that Instagram has so much to offer, and sometimes it can get a little bit overwhelming. So, we're going to go through a couple of these terms so that you can get a better understanding of what they are so that you can speak to whether you can figure out whether you're going to use them on your Instagram account. Now, remember, at Master It Media, we're always here to help you with tips and tricks so that you can elevate your brand to get more followers, users, and so on. So make sure you follow us, give us that thumbs up if you like what we're talking about, and ask any questions you have in the comments below. So, when we talk about Instagram, we're talking about this amazing platform that's here to help us promote our business. But it's also a place where you want to share great information about what's going on, about your business, and how you can help your clients. Now, one of the things that I feel very strongly about is when you are engaging in on Instagram, what you want to do is to share great information to help people understand what your business is all about. So here's our Instagram. As you can see, we've got these little highlights up on top, which we'll go into what those are. And then, of course, we have our feed that goes down on the bottom. Again, all of these terms we're going to cover today on today's Master It Monday. So let's get right to it. So our first term is the algorithm, that mysterious algorithm. This is the algorithm is a common computer term, and it's used to identify a procedure that helps us make calculations. Now, with social media, algorithms control a number of different things, such as how it analyzes user preferences and how it tries to figure out what they're going to push to users because they want to give the users what they want. So this mysterious algorithm is out there. It's computer language that sits in the back and it churns through all the social media and it helps figure out based on trending hashtags and what the user does and what they like and what they comment on. And they figure out, oh, that's what they like. Oh, that's what they're interested in. Here, there's other stuff that we think you'll be interested in too. And they push it out to you. So you want to figure out that algorithm to get in front of your ideal client. So that's what an algorithm is. Now, next we have the bio. The bio is the section of your profile that the businesses will use to have call to action. So if you see on our feed here, this is my bio right up here. And it tells us what we do. It gives them calls to action. It also tells them about our Master It Mondays so they can pop in and join us when they're, you know, not doing anything on a Monday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or figure, hey, you know what, we'll watch it on the replay, right? So your bio has to have those important calls to actions as well as make sure you always put in your website. Now you notice here I put a website that's a click me. That if you click on that, it gives you a whole bunch of different things that I'll say in my Instagram caption that I'd say, hey, check the link in our bio. And then they'd click on the link in their bio and then boom, they're brought to a page on my website that gives them a whole bunch of things that they can do based on my content. So if I say, hey, check out Painless Posting, go to the link in my bio, they can go to the link in my bio and there's a list of things they can do. And one of them is Painless Posting. So that's what a bio is. Now, I mentioned the word caption. Now, the caption is that the wording that sits with your post. So for example, here you can see there's a caption right here. This is the caption. Okay. So if you're looking at things like this, that's your caption. Now I'm just going to scroll through. You can see here is more captions, and you can use emojis and hashtags and have a grand old time with your social media in the captions. Remember, those captions are done with, keep in mind, those captions should be um, focused on your audience, and they should include keywords that your audience is looking for. So let's talk about this term DM. Often in the caption, you will see people that'll say, DM me. So I could say, DM me social, and I'll send you information about painless posting, right? These are things that you can do. It's a direct message. So that means that in your social media, what you're going to do, sorry, not in your social media, but in your messaging, you're going to click on the little speech bubble, and you can send a direct message right to somebody so that you can talk to them off their feed. So it's a private message, a direct message that you're sending to somebody. So direct messages keep the conversation private, and it's a great way to help you connect with people on a one-to-one basis. So, say you really love somebody's post. Well, you want to like it, or in this case, we double tap. So you can be scrolling through your feed, you tap, tap on the photo, it gives you the little heart, and you're all done. You can, it's something that you want to do to help somebody increase their engagement. So when you see something that resonates with you, double tap on it. And then if you really like it, you want to engage in the post. So an engagement is a way to keep the posts you want to look at again. So you save a post, you can go in and you can engage on the post, you can comment on the post, you can do those things that kind of allow you to communicate with the other person. Engagement is great on your own social. So if somebody comments on your post, make sure you reply back. It's like going up to somebody and say hi, and they walk away. We don't want to do that, right? When somebody says hi, we say hi back. They say, how you doing? You say, I'm fine. How are you? Right? You start a question, you start conversation, and always do that through that engagement. And it would be great if I spelled engagement right. Sorry about that. But when you're doing that engagement, you want to make sure that you are engaging in a conversation, because this is all about being social. So, one of the cool things that Instagram has is something called a filter. Now, a filter is something that they're preset filters. You can kind of swipe and see different ways that'll enhance the features and the colors of a photo. It'll give it a certain cool vibe that it kind of gives it things like you could do gingham, right? And it gives it sort of like this cool blue country feel, right? So, but there are other ones that like an X Pro 2 that like knock it and pop it, right? So different ones, they're built into Instagram, and built different filters are going to give you a different look for your image. So it can brighten it or dull it or mute it, or give it that cool little edging to it. So it gives you a vignette. So all of those filters are really a way to enhance your social. Now, some people on their Instagram pick a certain filter and stick to that filter so that their photos always have a similar look and feel to them. Next is follow. Now, what does follow mean? Well, basically, when you follow somebody, you get to see their content on your timeline. You can view their stories, those stories that show up on the top of your feed. Let's go back here to Instagram. These things that sit up here, those are the stories. So if I, click on this, I get to see what's going on right? These are the stories that are up there. So when you have something like that, you want to when you like somebody or follow somebody, that's really, really cool to do. So make sure you're following people that you like. Again, that helps you see more of what you want to see. But also, what it does is it's you want people to follow you and your business page. So sometimes people will follow somebody that they really want to engage with and hope that they follow them back. So then they become one of your followers. So, a follower is someone who follows you and they will see your pictures on their timeline, right? So, kind of reciprocal there. So the next one is a handle. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped one. Let's go back. Geotags is one that's really, really cool. Now, a geotag is something where you tag a location on a post, especially if you have a brick and mortar or you specifically focus in on a town. You want to have this geotag. Basically, there's a section that says location under your Instagram post when you're creating it. So that is where you want to put a tag that town or city that you're in. If you're traveling somewhere at a conference, then you want to, geotag the location you're in, and hopefully people in that area will see you and follow you, because when they follow you, they are looking at your handle. So the handle is your name. So in our case, my handle is Master at Media. Now, sometimes you'll see handles that are somebody's name. So that could be their name. So take Hugh Jackman, for example. I think he's the real Hugh Jackman. I guess Hugh Jackman was taken by somebody else. But this is a way you can do that. And if you know they're verified, if they have like this little cool blue circle next to their name. So a handle is basically your username on Instagram. Now, hashtags. I talk hashtags to death. If you don't believe me, go into our YouTube channel and go listen to all the stuff I talk about with hashtags. Hashtags are really, really important. I cannot stress this enough. Now, I know some people say, oh, they use them, don't use them. They're good, they're not good. Look, do whatever you need to do to get attention to your social media feeds. Now, with Instagram, people follow hashtags. So it's important that you have them. So when you click on a hashtag, you're going to see all those important posts that somebody does with that same hashtag. So, for example, if I go into this post, for example, and I click on small business, somebody might be following small business, and I'm going to see a whole bunch of tags about small businesses, and hopefully my post would show up somewhere in here when somebody else was looking. So it's really cool to have that tag on your or hashtags in your social media. Now, highlights. I briefly mentioned that before, what a highlight is. And what you're seeing in the highlights, those are the things that sit up on top of your feed. So, for example, on mine, I have different highlights that are, oh, it would help if I shared my screen. So these things here, you'll see Painless Posting, About Us, Our Fans, and so on. So when I click on one of these highlights, it's going to show my stories, which we'll get into in a little bit, and it shows different things. It's sort of like you're saving your stories to these highlights. Now, if I'm looking on my home page, I just click the Instagram, but on my phone, I could also click the little home. Up here, you can see these are the different stories. So if I click on Alexa, for example, I'm seeing different things here, that she has um, on her highlights. That then her story. So fun in the sun, guys. So those are stories, kind of showing you how highlight stories land in your highlights. Sorry, I took a little side trip there. Um, and home. Now, I briefly mentioned this when I was just talking about. To get to my home feed or my home, I click on either the Instagram icon or name logo, or I click on the home button and it brings me and I can see my home feed. So this is based on the people that I've liked or that I follow, and I'm seeing all of these things. I mentioned you could double tap to like something, but if I want to like that, I could also click the little heart and double tap, like double click, would also give me that same kind of effect. So that's our home. Um, Now, I have to mention this IG because some people don't know what it is. So I want you to know what it is. If you don't know what IG means, it's just an abbreviation for Instagram. That's all it means. So people will say my IG or my FB for Facebook, right? So it's just an abbreviation. So don't get worried about it. Now, IGTV is Instagram TV. It's a video service you can use to upload videos up to an hour long. It's often termed as Instagram's answer to YouTube. So you can do videos, um, 15 minutes, you could do videos an hour, you could do, to have a grand old time. Now, there used to be, I think it's all like one now, it's IGTV video. It's changing. So keep an eye on this because these terms change on a I don't know, every time I turn around, there's a new term. So let's hope we can all follow this. Now, Instagram ads. A lot of people feel you need to pay to play. You don't have to. Instagram you can use for free, but those Instagram ads are a place where you can go to get more information. You can promote your business, right? You can draw traffic. When you scroll through your feed, you will see ads that will pop up on occasion, and you can choose to ignore them, but they do identify themselves as ads, so you know that it's an ad, and it's a great way. Instagram ads are a great way to get new followers. They really do help you gain traction and gain followers, but keep in mind you don't have to use them, but you can if you're looking to really boost your engagement. So let's talk about impressions. So this is where things get a little grainy. It's part of Instagram's insights. Um, it's a way you can see how many times your post has been viewed. So it could be multiple times by the same user. So reach measures how many unique users have seen your post, but impressions counts the total number of times a post has been seen. So if it's looping, like if they're watching it and it's looping and it's looping and it's looping 3 times, that's three impressions. So keep an eye on those insights, which is our next term. So the insights are where you're seeing statistics that help you learn about your audience, your content, and how it's performing. Instagram insights, you have to use it on your phone, or if you have a service that can then extract the data. But you can see what it looks like for your business account. This is really important. So always check your insights and see how your things are doing. This is why we all know that Reels, which is another feature term in the R's we're going to get to soon, will see how much reach you're getting, how many people you're reaching. It's insane compared to a regular post. So your insights are good for you to determine what's working, what isn't working on your socials. Now, let's say you did something amazing and it happened, and you took tons of pictures and then you didn't post them. Well, a latergram is going to be where you can do this. So this is kind of fun. It's a post that didn't make it to Instagram until day or days after it happened. So when you post a photo of something later than it actually happened, it's common for people to hashtag it latergram. So it's something fun that you can do if you happen to be a day late. So in Newsfeed, now remember when we hit our home screen, that's your Newsfeed. It's when you hit that home icon or you hit the Instagram, the word Instagram, it brings you to the main feed. This is where all of your posts from people that you follow are there. And it automatically, when you open Instagram on your phone or your desktop, that's where it goes to your Newsfeed. Now, notifications are things you're going to get that sit up in the top. It alerts you of new social media activity. Now, that could be somebody liked your post, somebody commented on your post, it could be somebody followed you. All of these things are really great for you to look at those notifications, and they sit up in this in the little heart up on the top so that you can see what's going on in, let's again bring up my screen. I'm assuming you know, and you can see here like the little heart. And if I click on it, you're going to see, people are, somebody commented on my post, they liked it, and I can scroll through and see who's doing this. I can follow people who follow me back, So those notifications are really great for you to find out more about something. Now, reels, reels, reels. Are you sick of hearing about reels? Well, don't be, because reels is an amazing place where you can put short, entertaining videos on Instagram and you can bring your creativity. Look, this particular Reels is trending right now. So when you post something on Reels, it's getting a lot of attention. So if I go to my, now I'm going to click on my profile here. And when I do that, I can see this was a reel here. You can kind of see it, so kind of a TV looking thing. And this is a reel, and this is something that has music to it, and it's jazzing up here that you can put in. The music is here, and this can get you more traction. Oh my gosh, reels are so much fun. So check them out, and check our YouTube video on reels and see if it's something you want to try. Don't discount it. Don't well, I should say, let's take this on the positive. Try reels and see what you think and see how much engagement it gets you. Since we've started implementing our reel strategy for us and our clients, we're noticing that our Instagram reach is increasing as well as our followers. And ultimately, that leads into more sales, guys. So don't discount it. Now, this is something that people don't realize you can do, I think, because I don't see it done a lot, but I do see a lot of people say, I do see some people saying, save this post, right? So when you're looking at a post, what you want to do is to save it so that you can you can refer to it again. It really helps your engagement. So, like right down here, there's a little flag, and I can save it into one of my collections if I wanted to. So, saving a post is a great way. If somebody does it, you can encourage your users to save the post. That helps you tremendously. So, do it. It helps other people and encourage people to do it on your own. Now, stories. Stories is another recent new feature that comes with Instagram. Another thing that Instagram has. You saw some of our stories when I shared. They kind of sit in our highlights. So if I go, into well, let's do Master at Monday. I have stories that are sitting in here, right? So I can see what they are. I can go through stories. Now, usually the stories, if I'm seeing somebody else's story, they're sitting up. Let's go over to um, my friend here, the virtual miracle here. She always has great tips, and I can always read her posts here if I like them. Now, the more you post here, the more you're going to show up. So some people post multiple times a day so that they constantly show up here. Very cool. Very cool use of Instagram and how to use that. So let's talk about tagging. Now, I want tagging is is a way you tag people on Instagram. So I was on Jean Turman's show today that she did for the Master Networks in New Jersey. I shared a post and I tagged her business at Jean Turman Photography. I tagged at Networking NY and at Networking NJ. They're both Master Networks Instagram tags. I was on with a woman named Donna Gould, tagged her business. Like I'm tagging them, they'll get notified, and guess what? Hopefully, they'll share my post. I got tagged today by somebody. I took the post that they tagged me in and I shared it in my stories, right? It's a way to help you get that. Now, I do not encourage tagging people for the sake of tagging them. Tag them because it makes sense in your story. People, it's rude if you do it and it's not they're not related to the story you're sharing. So keep that in mind when you're tagging people. It's a very powerful tool and it's awesome. Last but not least, UGC. This is what every business wants, user generated content, because it is fantastic. When you have a user promoting your business on their social, you can't ask for any. That's why people are always taking pictures of their food at a restaurant and sharing it with their friends, right? Because then they're like, I want to go to that restaurant. You just got free advertising, right? On top of that, you can take what they post and you can share it, or the business can share it on their feed. So if somebody met you, or used your product and they posted it, you could take that and share it. Maybe your workers are doing something at their house and they take a picture and they say, hey, you know hard at work removing the trees on my property, right? They tag you, take that and share it, right? It's wonderful. But keep in mind, courtesy, you may want to ask them, would it be cool if I shared it? Because when you're sharing their post, you're sharing their name. So you want to make sure they're cool with that. Well, I just gave you a ton of terms. I hope you found this informative and helpful, and this helps you figure out the amazing world of Instagram. Remember, at Master Media, we're here to help you every Monday at 2 o'clock with our Master at Monday Live. But we also offer social media management services where my clients just give me 30 minutes of their time and we give them a whole month of social media content. So if that sounds interesting to you, just check us out. Leave me a message. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you may have about us. And if you're interested in finding out how you can post engaging content in less than 5 minutes a day, check out painlessposting.com. We have an amazing 7-day challenge that is complimentary for you to try to check it out to see if it's something that you can use in your social media. We've been getting rave reviews about it, and I'm very happy to say that it's helping businesses take the commotion out of their promotion, because that's what we do here. We make our clients the star of their social media. So have an amazing Monday. And if you are struggling with social media, remember, we're here every Monday at 2 o'clock. Give us that thumbs up. Share this post if you think it would help somebody. And by all means, rock your social media. Have a great day.